In today's episode of Clown Behavior, we have a sorry excuse for a comedian who decided to have an entire meltdown because a heckler decided to do what a heckler does. Apparently, Natalie Cuomo is supposed to be a comedian, and she actually has a pretty big following on Instagram too. And what happened was that there was a heckler at her show who she kept actually bullying. He was not a heckler at the beginning of the show. He was just a dude sitting in the front row minding his business, and she decided to do some crowd work, what comedians do. And she poked fun at him, called him gay, insinuated that he is on a date with his friend, and the guy was like, "Why you keep saying that I'm gay?" And she tried to gaslight him into feeling bad about her own jokes. And he told her, "Listen, if you don't have good material, that's fine. I can roast you too." And she just took that shit personal, and she had a whole meltdown. Let's take a look.
Wait, what made you want to ask him?
Huh? Why are you making it sound like we're a couple?
Oh my god, don't get scared.
It's not my fault. I got material.
What?
It's not my
Oh, it's not that. Wow, it's not that. Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
I could leave right now if
Well,
I
I can
wanted.
roast you too. You can't just roast all of us and get nothing. Whoa! Is that not allowed?
I see. So you were afraid because you felt like I was saying you're gay.
I can take the mic if you want.
It's okay, he's your new friend.
I will say this, it is such a hard time in this world right now. There are so many people that came together to be supportive and fucking amazing, and you're putting fucking look me in the eyes, you're putting negative fucking energy.
It is such a hard time in this world, and you decided to put negativity. What is she talking about? She started roasting him. Isn't she the one who started putting negative energy towards him? And him reacting to that apparently is supposed to be some kind of a bad thing to the world, because a lot of bad things is happening to the world, and him being mean to her is supposed to be an addition to the bad things that are happening in the world. Well, what about you being mean to him? Was that not supposed to be like you putting negative energy to the universe?
Out here. This is the last show of my fucking, look me in the fucking eyes. This is the last, look at me. This is the last show of my fucking weekend. It's a sold out show, and you want to say mean shit to me, okay? So don't fucking do that.
You know what's the worst kind of a comedian? It's not an unfunny comedian, which she is. It's a comedian who dishes out a lot of roasts and jokes but can't take it. That is the worst kind of a comedian out there. This clown, and sorry excuse for a comedian, decided to get on stage, have a sold out show for a bunch of clowns that would just laugh at anything that she says. And the one time somebody just decides to clap back at her, and he didn't even roast her. All he said was, "I can roast you back." And he didn't even roast her yet, and she crashed out like that. Could you imagine what it would have been like if somebody actually made a joke at her and the crowd laughed at her? I think she's the type of person who would completely lose their mind and probably just leave the entire building because of just how embarrassed and angry she would be. Like, why would you be a comedian and not be able to take a joke? How does that even work? You have comedians like Bill Burr who would go to an entire arena or entire stage of people who genuinely don't like him, would come out of there with people just absolutely loving him because he would just clap back at them the second they hackle back at him. And then you have clowns like this girl who would cultivate a cult-like base, who would genuinely just laugh at anything that she says. She could just say that the sky is blue, and these people would just be crying out of laughter because they're not there for the jokes. They're there to see her. Comedy isn't the thing that she's selling. She's selling her personality. She's selling who she is, the character she is. She's selling Natalie the girl. Natalie the girl who grabs a mic and just stands on stage and looks pretty and just, I guess, makes some jokes, if you consider these jokes. These are the things that the people are paying their money to go and see. They're not actually going there to watch a comedian be a comedian. Now, going back to this whole situation, could you imagine having this kind of fan base? I don't even know, like, if this girl came to any place I'm at and I watched her show, and then she acts this way, she crashes out like this, and then the crowd starts screaming Natalie, Natalie for her and cheering for her, I'd just be confused. Are these people here actually for the comedy show? Because I don't see a whole lot of comedy happening here. Why the hell are they cheering for her? What kind of crowd is this? Imagine getting that upset at somebody that you called gay as a joke, and all he had to do to get the most insane reaction out of you is just say that you are out of material. That's all he said. He did not insult her. He did not call her any names. He just said, "It's not my fault. You're out of material." And that was enough to shatter her entire world. Like, how small is your ego as a comedian to crash out like this because somebody's just said you're not good at your job? And she just completely lost her mind.
LOL, what a fucking clown. I did warn you I would get kicked out. Man, she is sensitive, especially for a comedian.
Which is absolutely true. The guy ended up texting his friend and he ended up saying that she's too sensitive for a comedian, which is absolutely true. I think anybody who watches this video who has more than 2 brain cells in it would notice that she is definitely way too sensitive for this job. She is in the wrong field. I'll tell you that much. Now, what do you guys think about this whole thing? Let me know what you think about this in the comment down below.